Hey, what is up everybody? Blaze for here, and today I have for you guys another video of Persona 5 X here. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be doing a little bit of the SOS here, trying out our man Mesa at A6. I've been trying to do things a little different here and trying to figure out exactly how this SOS does work, because although we are ranked kind of high at the moment, which is 69 or 68, most of the whales have not have not actually done their runs yet, so most likely we're going to be very low in the end. Now, I've been asking around, been trying to get as much information as possible about this SOS here to kind of get the gist of what I'm doing, and I somewhat think I kind of know what I'm doing now, or at least I feel a little bit better. Now, with this in mind, things is kind of a little difficult to figure out what I want to do here, because we have a lot of things that we gotta most likely pay attention to, and that's going to be the hard part. So for this, we're going to be bringing the man Pazuzu, of course. We're going to be bringing Charterbog, and then of course Lilith. Though normally you will want Lilith in the front, because then you're able to get that almighty bonus, of course, by having her in the front with this dagger as well. But we're actually going to do things a little different. I feel like this might be a little bit of a better thing here. And thankfully, to a certain person, which I'm not sure if they want their name stated, so I'm going to keep them anonymous, but they know exactly who they are. They've been helping me out and trying to figure this out a decent bit. So I'm going to be trying it on video, and seeing exactly how it does go. Now, there's certain damage markers that I do have, and I'm going to be looking at to see if I'm kind of doing things correctly. But it's still going to be kind of interesting to see exactly what's going to happen here. So let's go ahead and give it a shot, see what we can do. I did end up having to change my Mesa's card set. I personally still don't like it, but who knows, it might help us out altogether. We'll have to see. But first round, of course, we're going to use our S3 with Moko, dealing some nice damage. Then we're immediately using at least Sepia as a 1 skill here, because this is going to really help us out in general when it just comes down to at least starting to actually get this whole thing popping off and everything like this. Next, we're going to use Wonder, and instead of using Pazuzu off rip, we're going to use Chernobog's first skill here, getting the defense down, which is what we really need, as well as that defense ignore too. And then we're going to use the 1 skill with our man Mesa. Now, this is going to be the first time I've seen his damage with at least DOT stacks and stuff like this with the set he's currently running. I'll show you guys at the end of the video exactly what set I'm running, and it's far from perfect. Like, I don't have a lot of things that I should have on him, and as expected, we hit 170k DOT, which is really nice. That's around the amount, I think we have 176, and that's around the exact amount that was kind of expected for the dot damage here for this actual first run. So that's really nice to see that that is actually on point. We're going to continue at least trying it here. So now it's round 2. We are going to use the second skill, and I want to use this on most likely Sepia, because of course our Mesa already has a lot of at least bonuses for the EHR rate, so it might just be better just to only use it on Sepia here. So let's go ahead and do what we need to do. So first things first here, Wonder highlight, and that's going to allow us to actually get this off again as another physical attack, and which is really helpful for us because we did need that second physical attack anyways. All right, get that on off, reset all those buffs, and then for Sepia, use the 1 skill once again. This should actually trigger all the stacks as well, so we should be able to stack every last stack here, getting some decent. There we go. So we got 6 stacks off of that. Not as many as I really wanted, but still a decent bit of stacks here. Wonder was going to use Pazuzu, using at least the actual do I want to go ahead and use Agi, or no, I'll go ahead and use the curse first, because we want to set up our curse to make sure that's as high as possible so we can get all the damage off, and then we'll use Agi next one. Now, for this one, we're going to use our executioner mode, because we have A6 here, and we're going to immediately use the 1 skill, taking off some of the bleeds. I think it's like only 2 we remove, really, but doesn't really matter because those get stacked on back up, and that deals a decent bit of damage, leading us to the DOT damage, which is almost 400k. A little bit lower than we should be at, but that's kind of to be expected, especially with our Mesa. Seeing his build, you guys are going to see, is really scuffed. So all right, let's go ahead and use the round 3, or at least the skill 3 here. Get the stack from Sepia as always, which is always nice. We're going to make sure wind gets used as well. And I think I actually did not use that in time. We were supposed to use it beforehand, but who knows? Gonna go ahead and utilize this to our advantage somewhat here. Use wind, then use our skill 1 once again. And we already have 15 stacks, so we don't need crazy anything else to happen here. And this is the reason why we're gonna go ahead and use Augie this turn, and hopefully we can actually proc it. So let's go ahead and use this. Got the fire of the proc, which is already helping us out quite a lot. And then let's see exactly how much damage we can get off once we do Mesa's second skill. Now this is round 3, if I'm right. Yeah, because we just used the third skill once again here. So we're going to not go into Executioner because I don't think Executioner is needed for this one. Let's go ahead and use our skill 2, and which should get us a total of maybe 350k from bleeding. So let's see. Decent bit. Yeah, okay, 400k, which is already looking nice. So we're looking pretty good. We got that. Can we get at least 1 mil off of damage here? This is what we have to look at, is the curse damage. Curse damage wise, we did pretty decent, but that's still 300k too low. So I mean, like, still decent, but we're definitely gonna have to see how this goes. So now let's go ahead and pop off our skill 2. But before we do anything, we're going to need to actually yeah, I'll do the Mesa highlight next afterwards. So let's go ahead, use this heal, get this on popped off. We'll use Mesa's highlight next. Pop this here, which is already doing good. The only thing I am worried about is, since we did mistime our wind here, certain things aren't going to be proccing like it should be. Like, we should have probably procced our wind already, or at least she should be back by now. So we might be a little bit off the marker, but we'll still try to make it work. So we already have our Augie. We got everything we need. We're going to go ahead and use wind skill 3 once again. And then we immediately need to use Zuzu doing Demon's Decree, which is probably just going to be our care, or at least our curse move, because we don't have Demon's Decree here. Use this to get us to 10, maybe 11. Okay, cool. We got 11, so that's technically the same thing. And then we're going to use at least our skill 2 to hopefully deal a little bit more damage. So let's see. The bleed damage is what we're looking for. So that was 356k. Not bad. That's actually really good, actually, what we were looking forward to. And then 900k. Can we hit it? Dude, no, we're way too low here, because our DPS is not good on the curse side of things. So we do need to do at least a little bit more next time we do this around here. But closing in on the final few rounds, so let's use our S3 once again. We're running out of actually stamina, or SP, which is not good, because that's also gonna kind of make sure this doesn't go exactly to plan here. Let's go ahead and use this. Should get our stacks, of course, get it back up to 13, which is looking really nice. We have to use wind, of course, whenever she does come out, but for this turn we don't have Augie on, so let's go ahead and see if we can proc another Augie. We got one, looking nice, got the burn off. And then we're going to use Mesa's skill 2, which should of course still help us out, because we're not going to be removing any of the executioner type stuff. All this stuff is going to stay on here. We're just going to keep it how it is, and make sure at all costs we're getting as much damage as possible. So we're at 4 mil right now, which is looking pretty good. Of course, if our DOT stacks or our damage was a lot better, we would be able to actually utilize this in the way it needs to be utilized. But yeah, we're not looking too good right now. So wind is going to come in clutch. We're going to go ahead and use her on skill 3 here, and then we'll use Moko's skill 2. The only thing is, I think the last round we might not be able to actually do what we need to do with Moko, unfortunately, because she's gonna run out of SP. So we're gonna have to change things around a wee bit, just a small bit here. So let's use the S1. And then we're going to swap back over to Chernobog, use our highlight, and then use Pazuzu, which is what that's going to be probably what we got to do first. So Chernobog swap, Go ahead and use highlights. And then from here on, I think we're pretty much looking good. So we can just go ahead and use Pazuzu, get an extra stack in, which lovely for that as well. We got 17 right here. Get an extra stack immediately, which is going to help us out a lot. That's being 19, maybe 20. Oh, no, 18 only. Okay, so that's fine. And then we're going to use Mesa skill 2 once again here. Hopefully dealing some decent damage as well. Decent damage right there. 379k, which is expected. A little bit more than we're getting on at least his side of things. Just the DOT damage in general here is the little iffy side. But 6 mil so far, looking pretty darn good actually. And then for this one, I'm going to actually just use the weapon because we got to build up stacks anyway. So use this to build up stacks. Tapia is going to get off the skill 1 once we use, of course, our wins 3. Next, I'm going to use it. Yeah, let's go ahead and use it on our man Mesa here. And then I'm really interested to see exactly what we can really hit in general. So I'm only going to show you guys this run. My second run, of course, you guys will kind of get that one, exactly how that goes. I might do a video where I just show off that side and we see exactly how that works as well. But we're only going to be doing this side, and I'm going to be showing you guys exactly the amount that we get scores. So let's see what we got. We're going to use Wonders Pazuzu once again, making sure we get 15 stacks, maybe 16. Only 15. And then let's use Mesa skill 2, making sure we can get a little bit more damage in as well. Hopefully decent bit of damage. Nice. And that leveled us out at least a decent bit as well. So 6.8 million is still low. It is still really, really low here. We should be able to get to 10 million, but all in all, that's really good. I'll go ahead and show you guys the results once I finish this on up. So let's go ahead and skip it. Okay, so my dumb behind went on autopilot for a quick second, but to give you guys pretty much the rundown of how things went, we got 6.9 million on the top, and then a whopping, low whopping at that, 4 mil on the bottom. So is yeah, it was kind of bad on the bottom half, but the top half was pretty decent. I feel like what we can do a little bit better is definitely our bottom, like our second half of the game. With our closer team should be way better than it is. But in total, just from doing that, we managed to get to top 40, which is really nice. But I do know for a fact we should be able to get higher. So we got to try a little bit harder. We got to see exactly what we need to do here. I'm seeing teams up here a little bit different actually, which is a kind of interesting type of ordeal here. And yeah, we're gonna see exactly what we can really do, because I want to try to get a little bit higher to actually do a little bit better than what we're currently doing. But anyways, not bad at all. I'm probably gonna do a whole video on both sides just to show you guys exactly what I do, but that was mainly for the first side, and we hit top 40 for it, so pretty darn decent. We're gonna definitely try to do a little bit better though, so look forward to that, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.